Good afternoon to you, and I hope I find you very well. And what is a cloud-ridden Saturday afternoon here, very warm, very muggy, awful. Wouldn't be surprised if we have a thunderstorm later today. What I want to talk to you about today, there's a couple of videos coming today, I think. First one is probably what you can see over my shoulder there. I'm watching coverage of the Patriots March in London. I've spoken to a couple of people kind of regarding this, just to get a feel for the temperature of the water, what people's opinion is right now regarding this. And I have friends and acquaintances on both sides of the political middle, as it were. Needless to say, those on the left of that feel that this is potentially far right, potentially quite violent, and they don't consider it to be a good thing for community cohesion here in the UK. However, my view is something a little bit different, which is what I see this as, to be perfectly frank, is, although this is quite rightly very much centred on the UK right now, as you can see my TV back there showing everybody down there, the number of flags. There is the British flag, the Union flag, the St George's Cross of England, there is the dragon, the white and the red, and the dragon of Wales, and Scottish flags, and flags from all around the world. There are American flags, Iranian flags, South African flag, Canadian flags, that kind of thing. And I think what that is indicative of is that this is more about national pride, national security, the way that we feel that the Anglosphere, as I like to call it, so the group of greatest countries on the planet, who all operate in and around and with the English language and basic English morals, state of justice, parliament, and so on and so forth, all are mourning the apparent loss of everything that we hold dear. We are seeing this by governments that all seem to be in power right now. And out of all the Anglosphere, there is only one country currently who have any chance of saving themselves currently. And as we're aware, that's the United States of America. They need to put somebody in who is going to turn around the left-wing bias that seems to be prevalent in the Western world. It's not bad enough that these countries are being inundated by people who do not like us as a country, do not want this country to exist, does not believe in what we do, what we have achieved, what our history is in these countries. It's not bad enough that they're coming in, that they are a very real threat to this nation, and they're coming in and being treated apparently better than the indigenous peoples of all these nations. Especially here in Great Britain, we are seeing massive problems in the Republic of Ireland at the moment, because obviously the Republic of Ireland are still staunch members of the European Union, and anybody who gets into France can quite legally cover the sea lanes and wander into the Republic of Ireland, because it is a border. It is just an EU border, and once you're in the EU, you can wander wherever you like. And we are seeing the problems that they have there. We are heading in that direction very quickly here in England. We are seeing constant people streaming onto our southern borders, being helped by the laughably called UK Border Force, who are supposed to protect our borders, and a charity called the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, which is a purely public funded organisation whose job it is to rescue those who fall under difficulties at sea due to a mechanical breakdown or equipment breakdown if they're on a sailing ship, or weather problems or whatever out at sea. Not to be a rescue service for people who do not belong here. What I have a problem with is why we have a problem with people coming in, but we now, unbeknownst to me, a large enough percentage, wasn't a large percentage, enough percentage of the electorate decided to put into power a Marxist party. People who have no love for this country, who will open the floodgates to allow people in from from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Albania, that will still carry on, sub-Saharan Africa, people who have nothing in common with our Christian first world values. And as my local MP, God help me, Angela Rayner, has said, is that all these people will be inserted into local communities. Those will be local communities that are poor enough as it is. Local communities that have no support from their local police force as it is. And as we're well aware, these people who are coming in to the country right now are criminals, come in here and are violent. We saw this week an attack on a soldier in uniform by a black cultural enricher who decided to perform a knife attack on a perfectly innocent soldier walking down the street. This is what we're looking at right now. We're looking at the extermination of the white Christian race. And I don't mean people who are Bible pushers and go to church on a Sunday. I just mean people who believe in our values, a country that was established on Christian values here in the UK. We are seeing these problems all across continental Europe, and yet the EU are quite happy for it to continue. Now, many years ago, part of my alternate theory interest, to everybody else conspiracy theories, I used to listen to, not much these days due to ill health and time, but David Icke foretold this many years ago, and so did other conspiracy theorists, if you want to call them that, like Alex Jones, and they called it the Great Replacement. Under one banner they used to shout out this warning, and everybody laughed. And everybody laughed that the all-powerful white Christian nations of the Western world would be handed over to people of black and brown skin from countries that had no interest in our countries, no love for our countries. They just wanted to come in and supplant their belief systems and lack of any law-abiding belief systems into our country. And the overriding one of all, of course, is to supplant Islam and the following of the Quran to take over from the Bible. And this seems to be welcomed by all politicians, no matter their political persuasion, except, of course, Reform UK, who are the only ones who seem to have any love or concern for what is happening to our once great country. What is happening today is a rally call by the people of the United Kingdom. And I think as it carries on and more of these marches take place, I think it's inevitable that the government will have to take notice. The more and more attacks by people who are coming into this country will have to be taken note of by the political class. And the more and more press coverage, good, bad, or indifferent, that Tommy Robinson gets, the political class will have to take notice. What is starting now, we've had 2 very large patriotic marches this year already. This is going to continue. People will start saving money, even if they're poor, to enable them to travel to whatever big city the next march is in, to support what you're seeing over my left shoulder right now. It's key that even if you can't make it, that you perhaps make one of these. If you've never made a YouTube video before, just try making one. It isn't difficult. Go on your social media, promote the marches, promote Tommy Robinson, promote all the people that you know of who are in support of all the great patriots that there's ever been in the United Kingdom. If we don't do something soon, it will be too late, because the governments and the politicians are not going to help us right now. They want to ignore this. We can't let them ignore this. If your local MP happens to be a member of the cabinet, like mine does, maybe make it known to them that you're not happy. Maybe make it known that you'd quite like something to be done about this, and see what reaction you get. It'd be quite interesting to know. You've got to ask yourself a question. You may well not class yourself as a patriot, but look at how old you are, and if you are anywhere of 20, 25 years of age or above, you've had enough time on this planet to see changes. Changes in your street, changes in your town, changes in your city, and certainly changes in your country. America has a hope. We here in Britain don't. We have now 5 years potentially of a political party who would like to hand over the Britain to jihadists, to Islamists, radical Islamists who will basically do anything because they feel they are untouchable. We all know here in Britain that the police force, not a force, they're a service now, the police service, have no interest in enforcing the law where radical Islam is concerned. Radical Islam should be quashed. It should be forced out of Britain, as it's been forced out in Germany, as it's been forced out in Sweden, as it's been forced out in Denmark. It should be quashed and forced out. They are not the people we want here. They have no interest in what we offer as a country. My personal opinion is that I'm now in my 60s. Within the next 10 years, if things do not change by means of public awareness of what's happening and police support and governmental support, very much like some major towns and cities here in England, so London, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool and Bradford, the whole country will be minority white, because we as white people, as we are financially aware and financially capable, are not having children. And yet those of the Islamic faith are pushing out 5, 6, 7, 8 babies, because that's what their faith tells them to do. This needs to change. This needs to end. This is Britain. This is a white country. This is a white Christian country, where long settled peoples from all over the globe have come and settled and benefited from and worked for a better life for themselves and their families. And we have people coming into this country now whose main aim is to break it, and we can't allow that to happen. Let me know what your thoughts are regarding this. I can't be on my own. I can't believe that I'm on my own. I don't want to believe that I'm on my own. This tells me I'm not. But what about you? Let me know what your comments are. Put them down below. Please give this a thumbs up. And as everybody on YouTube is saying at the moment, please get this out there. Please circulate it. Please subscribe. The algorithm on YouTube is everything, and they are shadow banning anyone who has this kind of message. Please subscribe. It costs nothing. I know we all do it where we watch channels and don't subscribe. But please subscribe. It costs you nothing. Even if you never watch another video, it's something else that pushes this message out there and gets my subscriber numbers up, and that will allow the algorithm to push this out to other people. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.